Now let's talk about education. Members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities at the University of Maiduguri are in a closed-door meeting, and journalists alongside other stakeholders are waiting anxiously to hear the outcome. Top on the agenda are unresolved issues with the federal government, including the lingering 2009 agreement. The controversial IPPIS payroll platform is also a matter of discourse and calls for the return of GIFMIS as a preferred option for university financial management. Our correspondent, Umaru Kirawa, reports that while details of the talks remain undisclosed, expectations are high that ASUU may emerge with firm demands capable of influencing national education policy. My colleague Umaru Kirawa is currently at the University of Maiduguri and he's following the story very keenly. Kirawa, what's happening?
The ASUU members and its leadership here at the University of Maiduguri have joined the nationwide peaceful protest, and they have went through the university showing placards, identifying their demands to the world, to the government to act. But here with me, I have the head of department of the Mass Communication Department, Dr. Abdul Muttalib Ado, who will tell us more with regard to what they are looking for. So, thank you, listeners all over the world. We are not fighting the government, and what we are looking for a well-paid, so we can be able to do researches, we can be able to do community service, we can be able to impact knowledge. There's no country in the world that actually developed without prepared education, and we've been challenged to produce what is required. Unfortunately, the government has failed to do what is supposed to for the last 16 years. We know there are financial challenges, but what we are looking for government, there was an agreement between this union and, of course, with the late, with Babalaki. There was an agreement between this union and Professor Muntali Jibril. There was also the same argument and agreed between the union and the representative of the government with the Professor Muntali Jibril and late Nimi Briggs. And recently, the government also constituted a committee and empowered former governor of Katsina State, former House of Representatives, the House of Representatives, who is now the chairman of the Ted Fund, Yahya Ahmed. So Yahya Ahmed actually, who will lead this committee from the federal government and that of ASUU. We met with them, we agreed, and the document before the government. Unfortunately, the government has failed to look at this document to take a decisive decision. What we are saying, let the government look at that document. If there is any point or any part of that document that it feels that this one is not convenient for them, let us be known about that. But the government has actually looked the other way around and now produced what they call the loan. We are not looking for a loan. What we are looking for is a well-paid, so that we can be able to feed our families, we can be able to train the required people that we need in this country and for us in the world. But the government is actually looking the other way around. It's 2 years now this government is in power, but they have not done what we expect them to do. We agree that it has done some few part of it. For example, they have paid just maybe 3 months of our salary. But we are still owing the government. It has not been paid. They have not paid that. We also require the government to look at this document so that we can be able to address issues that we are raising. There are so many issues, for example, the issues of pay. This one was reviewed in 2009, 16 years, but the government has failed to do what it's supposed to do. So now we are mounting pressure on the government to do what is needed. We are not saying that we want to go for a strike, but the strike is our last option. There are so many ways. We have written letters to them, but they're not doing anything. So we are urging the government, the Minister of Education, the Minister of Labour, the federal government, the ATF. In fact, we are even calling the Chief of Staff of the President, the former Speaker of the House of Representatives, what do you call him? I'm not even forgot his name, but he's the one who actually intervened to ensure that we called the last strike. But he has not. All
right, Umaru, if you can hear
me. So we are calling for him to.
If you can hear me, Umaru. I apologize. While you're prepared to speak to other people on this issue, we also have Joshua Murayu on standby in Abuja, in the University of Abuja, where he would also be giving us an update on this same meeting, where there's a convergence to discuss the 2009 agreement and, of course, the issue with the IPPIS payroll system. But in the meantime, it's still the 12 reports. We have to go on a break. When we come back, we've got more stories. Do stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us on the 12 reports. Now, before we went on a break, we had told you initially that the members of the Academic Staff Union of the University have staged a peaceful protest in the University of Maiduguri, and we had my colleague, our correspondent Umaru Kirawa, give us an update on that. Some of their demands are a resolution to the 2009 agreement and, of course, a review of the IPPIS system. We also have Joshua Murayu, another colleague of mine who is currently in Abuja, to give us an update on the same issue. He's currently at the University of Abuja. Joshua Murayu, what's going on? We've spoken with Umaru Kirawa, and he's told us what's happening on his end in Maiduguri. What's happening in Abuja?
Blessings. It is a developing situation here in the University of Abuja, but I am currently live at the Faculty of Veterinary Medicine in the University of Abuja, and behind me is a building where lecturers under the Union of the Academic Staff Union of Nigeria are currently holding their meeting. Any moment from now, we are expecting them to proceed from that hall for a full-blown demonstration. But earlier, I was on a phone call with the chairman of the ASUU of this university, who told me that after the Congress, they'll be emerging in a full-scale demonstration to press on their demands. So we are still waiting for them to proceed from the Congress and maybe go into the demonstration full-scale.
All right, Joshua Murayu, you have said that it's developing at the University of Abuja, so I'm sure that we still have you on standby to give us more updates as the development continues. In the meantime...